All right.
Uh,
Well, let's move on to our next game here. We have SkrewwL00se versus Lazybear, also in Platinum. So speaking of Platinum players who might be scared of Opie and Pofke. Um, so let's talk about these players briefly.
mhm.
SkrewwL00se was in Silver Division last season. He placed, I believe, third. He lost to Dowsey and Pofke.
No, he got,
No,
he got ties.
he got ties, right. Oh, that is correct. It was right near the end of the season he got the tie against Dowsey, right?
At least one, if not both. I could pull up the numbers, but the reality is Screw has also tied Opie. Like he has some really good ties. He just doesn't have any of these really big wins that you'd like to see for someone who's now been placed into Platinum, where every single game is going to be a big win. For Lazy Bear, we saw him in gold. He had very similar results to OP, but did end up getting third. Both OP and Lazy Bear, interestingly, lost to Wodar once, which made the division a lot closer than it necessarily would have been. And now they come in. Screw's been predicted by most to be the last place player in Platinum, but that's nothing against Screw, or Screwloose, because he's just been incredibly solid. He doesn't lose to lesser players, and it'll be interesting to see him just go through an absolute gauntlet. Lazy Bear here, his first step up a deadly. I think it's down. It's a staircase that goes down into just darker depths. I think is probably a better metaphor.
All right, let's
Uh,
take a look at their draft here. Forgive me as I just update everything. And so from SkrewwL00se, we have the first ban, which is going to be Modern. Meanwhile, Lazy Bear has chosen to ban Gallery.
Gallery bands. We saw that in the last game too.
Yep, we also saw me incorrectly putting in the bans as picks, which I've done again. Uh, like, it's hard to cast and host at the same time. So, restrictions we have SkrewwL00se restricting High Rise and Lazy Bear restricting Ballroom.
High rise restriction makes sense. I mean, Lazy Bears won a lot of the most recent map venue tournaments, but he did also have a lot of success, including beating myself in the high rise tournament. So
For doubled picks, we have SkrewwL00se choosing to double Aquarium, and then Lazy Bear picks Balcony.
4 games of balcony that we get to cast Dells. Yay!
I like Balcony. I love Balcony. I think it's one of the best
Oh,
venues to
I
cast along
I'm
with High Rise.
incredibly mad at balcony right now. It's been bad for me. So let's do that. Hopefully the games go quick because
Yeah.
they're balcony games.
And then for singles, we have Veranda and High Rise. Let's get started here on Aquarium, starting in 3, 2, 1. Playing it with Lazy Bear here, playing as Bling Twin.
Damon's particularly tall for some reason. We're Hylet. I think it might just be because we are a twin and we want to differentiate the twins, but that's incredibly unfortunate for Lazy Bear that he got the lesser half of the deal.
Yeah, here's the ambassador entering right near us. The shark is passing as well. It is the mid shark, though. It would be very hard to get a bug. But SkrewwL00se is looking for it anyway. Lazy Bear can probably see the laser tilt and knows, nope, do not take this fruit of temptation that is Taft
You
right
can
now.
you can see the laser tilt?
Can you see the laser tilt?
You just said that you could. I'm like,
Don't
I don't
listen to
think you
anything
can.
I say.
Lazy Bear, 34%. Looks like we're timer flirting here, if anything. Really, we just gotta hope that Smallman does his job. He does, and we hit a green. We are back on the green train. We got another low shark. We're gonna have even harder staring. And
Now
this
we
bug
take the
might
bug.
actually just be free. He did it a bit quick. You could see that lane.
Yeah, but the ambassador left as we were doing it, and then the ambassador like curved around us again. That was just a very, very rude ambassador, honestly.
Yeah, so we got worst of both worlds. We didn't get the bug, and even if he didn't see the lean, we were just next to Ambassador behind the shark. We may well have been credited for it no matter what Screw uh, was actually watching at the moment. So no mission completions, and we have a highlight that's incredibly valid. We're in trouble.
Yeah, the only thing I think that could be good about it is we're the Hylit twin. We were in that spot near the ambassador at the start, and then we were still there like half a minute later. So it doesn't look like we were purposefully going to set up for that bug. It could have looked like, oh wow, the twin just hasn't been moving. Maybe they're not the spy.
This banana bread is pretty good. Everybody's in conversation. The STA is out of conversation now, and so everybody in our conversation's particularly suspicious. If we're doing something like purloining in the future, I would like to see it to Smallman or Alice. Uh, Smallman probably less so because we just know he's been standing there the whole game.
Yeah, we did a little bit of a redirect there, trying to look AI like. Honestly, I think that the ambassador kind of screwed us over. We didn't get the bug, but I think we're credited with it. We've been Hylit since the start, which means I'm pretty sure Screw knows that we have the real banana bread, and I think it's going to be really hard to do a fourth mission.
Yeah, the other problem I think is happening is it just there hasn't been much statue action. There hasn't been much threat of swap for distracting for anybody, and absolutely no inspects. So Screw might just have an easy job of I don't have any suspects, and you're the one person who is still a suspect, and you still have to do two missions.
Yeah, here we
Not
are.
taking the immediate. Good job.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that we were going to take the immediate. We're picking up the delegate. We're entering this middle conversation here. I wonder if we plan to delegate behind the shark so that it's not seen. But it looks like, yep, that's exactly what we're doing. We have delegated to Mr. A, Disney. He's heading off now. We go behind the shark fin, but we take a bug as we're doing it. Wow.
Uh, like the arms not facing us, but that bug just looked really bad on sniper side. I would be concerned if SkrewwL00se didn't catch that bug. And the nice thing about the bug is we already may have credited it, so everything's just coming up SkrewwL00se in that game. And I don't have much else to say, honestly. Just rough luck.
Yeah, I agree. Starting off the next game here with Screwloose playing as General in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We've seen a lot of General. He does have a good bug, and so it makes sense. But SkrewwL00se in this matchup probably wants to be a bit more conservative about his character picks. He's been absolutely atrocious at picking the same characters over and over again in previous seasons. And when you're getting into this platinum, everybody's looking for a little bit of an edge. If you're just picking the same three characters over and over again, it's going to be recorded by someone at some point. I think Lazybear might be one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that basically all of the Platinum and Diamond matches waited until the weekend to play, because they are doing research. You see a lot more research in Platinum. Screwloose was in Silver last year, so most of his opponents probably weren't doing too much research on him.
One thing to note is Twin got like a really nice bug path. It could be something that Screw can use in the future, though I have a suspicion SkrewwL00se wouldn't necessarily know that Twin is more suspect than most.
I really like these conversations for Banana Bread. That's 3 conversations, a lot of people in them. That's 4 lowlights available in the entire party. Pretty good. And you do have the suspected double agent over here in this conversation, which is full of highlights.
Yeah, the nice thing about this banana bread for or for Lazybear is he did take some safe assume reels just because the banana bread was so good. Rocker's absolutely messing with us. She's just doing briefcase into path right next to the ambassador. It's not like SkrewwL00se had much of an opportunity to do anything. If he did a swap, he just wouldn't end the game. But Lazybear has a lot of problems he has to deal with. And if we do like a delegate to the right person, I think SkrewwL00se has more than a 50-50 chance of winning this game.
Yeah, we picked up a fingerprint off of the statue there. That fingerprint was left at about the 3:30 mark, so we kind of waited about a minute, minute 15 seconds to get it.
skrewwL00se has obvious winning chance. Ambassador just put down the briefcase. I suspect Papa will go pick up the briefcase, and then we can go to the statue and get the inspect and the fingerprint. Just like last game, if you do it too late, you might just get shot for the inspect. If you do it too soon, the fingerprint's still being recalled by the sniper. So choosing your timing is going to be particularly hard. skrewwL00se decides to do a get bored of bar to mix up and not just walk there immediately. This needs to be a shot. We're going to have 10 seconds here. Yep. Welcome to Platinum, boys.
This is just what we saw in the last set with Opie being able to take the inspect print shot,
Like,
and it's the exact same situation here for Lazybear.
I want to be more excited. Like, it's an exciting shot, but it's foregone at some point. Like, he just knows. They always know. It's not fair. Why do they always know?
That's, I'm sure, exactly what skrewwL00se was thinking. We can head on here to the next game with Lazybear playing as Kane, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So
Place to start.
what do you think
As a
Lazybear needs to do to actually pull out a spy win here?
You need to have someone like if you're gonna win games in Platinum, you need to have someone more suspicious than you. Just give them something to shoot, something to hesitate because they don't want to shoot you because they want to continue watching whatever Smallman's doing or whatever. And that's hard to do with 4 Softails. The the way Screw ended that game, he's just relying on Lazybear either forgetting or not attributing one of the inspects or fingerprints, and that's just not likely. I'm not sure necessarily what the game plan is for Lazybear to either ruin the math on mission count or just be not the most suspicious person. This bug is not that choice, though. Just don't take this bug.
Yeah, I panned over to the sniper view there. It definitely would have been seen. The shark wasn't giving the proper cover. Lazybear made the right choice there. But yeah, I think you bring up a good point. If you just go for the Softail game, the snipers at this level are going to see you. And so what I would really like to see is spies making bold plays that could blow up in their face, but could also really work. That's what we saw at the end of last set on Ballroom. We saw it from Opie,
It's what
but
we
we
saw at
also...
the beginning of the set, too, with Opie's absurd rush.
That's true, and we also saw it from Pofke with that really good purloin that he did. So I'd like to see more spy plays like those come up in this set.
Yeah, an aquarium does give you the options. We have a low shark right now. It'll be a bit till we get another middle shark. Lazybear really does like that middle shark bugs. Is this banana bread good?
Yes, it's
I think this
very
banana
good.
bread's not bad.
There's a million people in conversation. The SDAs are in conversation. There's only 3 lowlights in the entire party right now, so very good banana bread. Going in for the flirt here, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. It's good timing to get this other flirt, but still, it doesn't look like anything has materialized in terms of a hardtail, and the ambassador is just not really making himself buggable.
We are gonna have middle shark here for a bit, and ambassador is gonna get pushed out. Lazybear is gonna be interested in it, but I'm not sure we're gonna get the opportunity. Yeah, sharks flying by, and ambassador did not get pushed out actually. Pearls left before the ambassador got too socially awkward to handle it.
Yeah, and there's just going to be a fingerprint available at the bar here. We're moving and chasing the seduction target. There's only going to be about a minute left to fit in
Ooh.
2 more missions. The seduction target leaves! Oh no!
That's a big oof, as the kids are saying these days. Now we only have 1 mission complete with a minute left, when we should have had 2. Here
Oh,
comes a fake. I'm not sure if it's against someone in particular, or Lazybear just rolling over and asking Screw to please do my job for me. Please shoot someone, because I'm not going to be finishing missions right now.
yeah, my problem with that is there were 3 people at statues. There was General and Queen who were at the back statues. Queen is full of activity. She went from the statue to a briefcase to the bar. So that's just, we just gave up lowlights there. I don't think for any particular reason, honestly.
I think one of Lazybear's winning moves here was to do a back facing swap, and watched either Queen or General die. The problem is now that there is lowlights, it's going to need to be Purloin is the other way to get people shot, and there's a lot of problems with this. We already have 10 seconds left. There's no need to take the shot. He's going to take it immediately. We might get shot. We might just wait till the overtime's done. Either way, we aren't winning the game, and Lazybear trades back. We're 1-1.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean we're 1-1? Aren't we? We were 1-1. Now SkrewwL00se
Oh,
gets another point. Now we're
yeah.
2-1.
Sniper wins 2-1. I can't count.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I said I wanted to see bold play. It didn't come up. It feels like after those first two games, maybe the spies are going to be getting scared. I understand the snipers are very dominant, but you have to try something or else the game will just kind of get away from you, like we just saw.
Yep.
Well,
Just need to react to the party, and the party didn't give much. I don't think Lazybear played that game particularly poorly per se. It's just he didn't play it great, and we need great games to win platinum games. I'm looking at skrewwL00se's twin.
correct. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
What's the plan, skrewwL00se? Where are we going? Because there's a lot of things back here. That's the time ad corner. Lazybear knows about that. That's literally the first thing we found out about Aquarium is you can time ad back there, and it's great. But
Well,
Lazybear was the one who pioneered it.
there's a bar rush. The bar rush includes our seduction targets, so no reason not to join them. Might as well pick up this delegate option, and then if you think you can get away with the purloin, you go for it. We're picking up a highlight here. It's a twin differentiation highlight to remember that this is the twin who was at the bar, but we're not even waiting for Toby to get around to us. It's just a huge waste of time. He'd be going over here to Duke. He'd be going over to Sick. Why is Duke low lit?
Yeah, so Lazybear's already taken a few lowlights. He's taken one on the other twin. Uh, he's taken one on General, which was the character we just saw played last game. These might just be character lights. That's wheels too. Like, oh goodness, Lazybear is just these aren't justified necessarily. Like anybody can idle for the first minute. Uh, he also is taking the highlights. It's everybody who's been to statues plus us, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that was just to differentiate us, I think. But so far, we haven't done anything. We didn't get the delegate option because we left the bar. We've just been flirting. We have a book in our hands. We might be going for a microfilm here, though I have to say it's rare for spies in the higher divisions to go for microfilms.
Queen just did a bug path. Lazybear, I think, because he zoomed in on it, is not going to be too suspicious. Same with Mom. This ambassador is in danger, and as the sniper, we want them to move before the middle shark comes in, say, 20 seconds.
Yeah, all we've really gotten done here is finishing the flirt. The middle shark is crossing. No, sorry, that's a high shark. It's not the shark that would let us bug. So skrewwL00se is just going to get away from that conversation. We are entering the conversation with the double agent here. We've got some decently full conversations going on, so it would be good to get that contact sooner rather than later, but unfortunately the double agent leaves. She's moseyed on over to the other conversation, so we decide to take a fake, knowing that the double agent isn't with us. Salmon gets low lit. Kane gets brought down to a neutral. We get low lit finally, so it looks like Lazybear was thinking about whether to low light for not having the real banana bread, and just decided to go through with it.
Yeah, we saw in the first game where Lazybear low lit people who weren't already high lit for the banana bread. In this case, because we might have been a twin light, we aren't really a high suspicion light, and we didn't have much reason to be suspicion. Microfilm's done. It was an absolute slam, but we're low light. We can have fun. skrewwL00se is going to get the delegate here, I assume. We're not going to take it like absolute madmen.
No, but since we're a low light now, we should be able to delegate that out to someone and get away with it. My only worry is time. There's 35 seconds left. We are going to go for the real contact now. That's going to be a huge shock to Lazybear. Might have to reevaluate some lights. Sending out the delegate right after the contact goes out. There's a lot of people shuffling about the party. And now Lazybear has a huge test. Do you want to reevaluate any of your lights? You low-lit people for the first one. Now you know there's been at least one fake. And while Lazybear is considering all of this, there will be a purloin going off at the bar. It's going to be very hard for Lazybear to recover here. Purloin should be happening any moment now. The clock is hanging, so we know that there's a purloin. There's the overtime. You can't even see who's at the bar. You can't see who took the list. Lazybear moving the laser around all over the place, panicking, takes a shot on Taft, and skrewwL00se gets the first spy win.
Good job, Dels. So with the delegate to the double agent, we don't have any person to shoot for the actual purloin. And this is a double-edged sword, but Lazy Bear's just not willing to shoot one of his lowlights, and I think it would have been particularly hard because we were one of the twins. Even if he was like, oh, I vaguely remember a twin who went to bars in my peripheral, he probably doesn't even know which twin it was. So that's rough. skrewwL00se, really the winning move is just the fake banana bread. Just getting the low light here. Lazy Bear's been overly aggressive on them, and it pays off. We didn't get unlucky with an SDA or anything for once.
Yeah, and my question is, do you think that Lazybear needed to go for the experimental lowlights? I mean, we just saw him have a game where he was totally in control as sniper and was able to shoot for that soft tail finish. I just wonder what the purpose of the experimental lights is.
So the nice thing about low lighting the whole party is at some point you can catch there's just nobody left to watch, and then someone goes to statues and swap it. Or like a white purloin when is a tray purloin. The problem is on aquarium, there's no tell. You're not going to catch someone sending someone to bar, like you can catch a white purloin, for example.
Yeah. Well, I forgot that we had 4 games of balcony coming
Oh.
up. skrewwL00se earned himself a 3-1 lead, but anything can happen here. Lazybear playing as Duke, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This looks like a random party, and then you realize it might not be. We only have one twin. One twin's always a weird choice.
Well, we go for the contact immediately because everyone is in. Unfortunately, it's a white. That means we are seen talking very shortly after entering conversation. We're talking again now, and then we're stopped talking. I don't know why you would do that. That just makes it look like you were flirting, but we weren't flirting, even though Kane is right near us. What is going on with Lazybear?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the play is. The problem with the talk is also isn't the flirt. Maybe he's just trying to pass the priority on what I call a Slappy stop talk, because Slappy Davis is the only person I know who does it on a regular basis. We can have another banana bread if you really want to do one of those, but everybody already has credit for it. And we have no flirt. Alice is by far the most likely to be shot because they were the talk during the banana bread with us. But if we leave, they don't have anybody to flirt with.
Yeah, I think whatever happened with that banana bread into another talk, I think Lazybear has given up on the flirt, just hoping that someone else can get themselves shot. The problem is that skrewwL00se could have very easily noticed everything Duke was up to and might just decide to hold his shot as we approach the end of the timer here.
This is where you would go if you're trying to prepare a bug. With drink in hand, you might be able to get a really sick wrong arm. We're
You
here forever.
might. That's exactly what Lazybear does, but it looks like he's dancing afterwards because he knows that skrewwL00se is going to want to shoot for it. And yeah, skrewwL00se is completely on top of it.
He also had nowhere to go. Because Twin took the spot, we'd have to just circle around the conversation, and that's not a path that exists. He did get the wrong arm. He kind of had to, because he had a drink in hand. It's just skrewwL00se doesn't want to deal with it. Takes a
Yeah,
good shot.
the arm is visible as it starts. Toby gives us a little bit of cover, but we just started too early. You can see that elbow. So skrewwL00se takes the shot, now up 4-1. And we have our next game here, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So, of the games that we've casted, if you told me, hey, at the end of week one, the two people who are going to have wins were skrewwL00se and Opie, and Hofke has a loss, Lazy Bear has a loss, I would have agreed that that's a thing that could happen, but it's not the most likely. I mean, Platinum's going to be an absolute crapshoot for actually predicting, but Screwloose being up 4-1 is definitely news. Okay, 4-2.
Oh, okay, so this is a problem. Oh, is that a cough? Oh my god, screw loose. My god. We have people
Yeah.
watching and you're gonna give them a headache.
Yeah, this is what we call social distancing failure. You have 7 men on balcony, and you cough, you die.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see how visible this cough was from the
Oh, it.
sniper view. Oh, I'm aware it was visible. I just want to see exactly how visible.
You do that, Dels. You do that.
Yep. All right, let's move on. So that's now a score of 4-2, starting the next game here, playing as Bling Twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It could not have been worse. Like, he could have walked away, and I think it would have been better. Just do a 3 cough towards the back corner or something. Just don't do it.
Yeah, there's an early
Or
flirt here at Windows.
we get paid off too. With seduction target coming into conversation, it doesn't actually mean our cooldown's gone down, but it's gonna be harder to pin Lazybear or our seduction target. That's a choice. It's
Going for the
absolutely a choice.
briefcase. Yeah, I like it. It's a way to lower your suspicion profile. Stop maybe half a second late, but otherwise pretty good. Now we enter, and we enter hoping that the
Aw.
twin will take the spot next to us. It looked like he was going to for a moment, but I think he kind of redirected. But the twin enters and talks really quickly, so it's the twin who looks like a suspect here. We're getting another flirt. It's unfortunately only a white, so we're at 63%. It's going to be very hard to finish the flirt without a green test here, but luckily there is one other major suspect at this party, so I think we're in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I think the top suspects here, Twin makes sense. Boots, if she decides to talk when Papa comes back in next to her, is also liable to get shot. Papa, if they talk when they're next to Boots.
Yep,
We do need to see the banana bread, and it hasn't come off yet. Oh, yeah,
it's a
Papa, you.
green.
It's both the people I said were bad. No.
They're talking during the banana bread. You have to shoot
Yeah.
one of them, and yes, Screwloose takes the shot on Kane, and I don't blame him. My God, Screw had some awful AIs.
Yep. I'm not sure who Twin could have necessarily finished with flirts. I do know that Papa could have, because he was just standing next to Boots the whole game, including the ending banana bread. So, good shot. It's wrong, but good shot.
Yep, that's how balcony goes. Screwloose here, playing as General, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, chat's asking, so this is Platinum. This is our second highest division. There is a Diamond division. I can tell you I'm in Diamond, and these players, both in the last set and this set, have been playing better than I played today. So it could be the strongest division in Spy Party, and we had the pleasure of casting it, watching a lot of spies get shot. Ooh.
Oh my God, did we just get low lit for being a talker during a white banana bread?
So I don't hate the idea that you low light, because you're still meant to catch bugs from low lights on balcony. It's gonna be hard for Screwloose to lose the game, and especially if he hits another green flirt. It's gonna be a 3 green flirt game, and you don't lose those often.
So yeah, the chat is correcting me. That was actually a green banana bread happening at the end of the flirt talk. So it looked like we actually could not have been the person doing the banana bread. So it was actually a fantastic, very well done move from Screwloose and a good low light from Lazybear that would ordinarily be totally correct.
Oh, okay, so yeah, Screwloose is taking one out of the playbook. I don't know where I left it, but I don't know how Screw stole it from me. And he's low lit, and we should be good to go. Really, the only way that you lose one of these games, because seduction target going to window is still not going to be a problem. We can just meet them there. Is briefcase, but Ambassador is quite happy to stand over the briefcase and make it something that can't be touched. Here comes. Where's Why is the cooldown not down? Come on.
It's coming. We got time. 15 seconds left on the clock. As long as we start the
Moment
flirt
might die, by
before
the way.
10, we're good. Here's the flirt starting. Here's the cooldown. We're brought back up to a highlight, though, at the end. Oh, my God, Lazybear. But he's not going to be able to take the shot.
Yeah. I like the highlight if we had less than 10 seconds and you're just trying to remind yourself or mark the person that you want to do a very late overtime shot, but the last flirt happens at 12 seconds, and if you're just highlighting them, you're not doing anything. You have to shoot them, and I don't think you're meant to shoot people who you thought weren't spies. Because balcony just has a lot of people talking. There's always going to be someone talking in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. At the 10-second mark, or basically even around, here 13 seconds, you're just looking as sniper for whoever is talking because they're the only person who could be finishing. So even though general was a low light, Lazybear thought, well, no one else could be finishing because they're not talking. So if there's overtime, I would look for general, but we timed it so that we didn't reach the overtime after all. So that was shocking to me, but I don't think skrewwL00se was actually in danger there.
Yep, and we're actually seeing spy wins, which is not particularly surprising on balcony, but is particularly surprising given the feelings I feel after the first set. I've just kind of had this face of disgust the whole time, where I'm just like unhappy to have to watch people play better than me and play the snipers, just not let spies win because I'm always pro spy. Are we done with balcony? Can we go away?
We are. We're moving on to veranda now. Screw managed to hold on to his lead. It's 5-3. And like you were saying, everyone predicted that skrewwL00se would come in last in this division. Not that people don't respect him as a player, it's just that everyone else in this division is a total juggernaut. And I know Screw has had some issues with nerves during competitive matches. He didn't quite have the dominant records that these players did, but he's in the lead now, potentially getting 2 points on week 1. Here we have Lazybear playing as Irish, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
The nice thing for Screw is this is also his map pick, and Veranda's a pretty strong place for the sniper just because of the 5 of 8. It's actually kind of miserable to try and snipe well, but because you have to do 5 missions, even if you miss a bug here or there, you're still often going to find the spy doing something at some point. They just have to do so many things.
Yep, here we are starting off in a conversation with both the seduction target and the double agent. Unfortunately, from where we are, we can't see that other room. We don't know how many people are in conversation, so it's kind of risky to go for the contact, and that's why Lazybear decides not to do it. He's just going to continue building up his flirt at the moment.
It's one of the biggest problems with veranda contacts. I've seen only one person really go out of their way to do something about it, and it's just KCM runs to the carpet, sees what's happening, and then runs back to go do his contact. And that was against Kaylee, who is not going to notice on those sort of things. Against Screw, we got 2 of our more behavioral players, and definitely 2 of our more behavioral elite players. So doing too many shenanigans might get you in trouble.
There's the banana bread, and it came off at a perfect time. Wheels was the only available low light in the entire party.
Aww.
Unfortunately, one of the SDAs was out, so we are seeing highlights for real banana bread. Those came off on 2 conversations, ours and this conversation over here with Disney, the suspected double agent. I'm used to seeing real BB highlights if you only take a handful of them, but when you take half the party, do you still think it's a good strategy?
Yeah, so what you want to do with this situation is you want to find excuses to bring your neutral lights to low lights if they're just going to stand around for a bit longer, and then you can bring all your highlights back down except for the ones that you're particularly suspicious of. Having it as just a real marker means that you've lost all your ability to use it as a different marker, be it to memorize statues or to mark suspicion.
I like it. But I'm looking at the clock. There's less than 2 minutes now. Lazybear seems to be trying to lower his suspicion profile by entering this conversation. This is a no talk here with Duke. That's something that you rarely see from people in higher levels. One person in a conversation has to be talking at all times. If no one is talking, it means it was the spy's turn to talk, um, and they aren't doing it. If a sniper catches that, it will narrow down the party. It could have narrowed down the party to just us and Duke, but it was not caught by skrewwL00se. Heading on over here to the blue bookshelf now, and we're just standing here for a really long time. What is up with that?
Yeah, so one of the reasons why you would go to this bookcase is an excuse to be near the time ad window. There's 4 window pads on veranda, and one of them has really good cover. The other option is you're trying to shuffle over to do a swap and run away, but that's not going to work because skrewwL00se is going to look through the swap window and see that you've swapped. We might be framing though. Do you remember who was here before?
Do I remember? Could it have been Teal? I can go check who was here before.
It's gonna be whoever's left. Uh, the
Yeah,
it's mom.
yeah, it was Teal.
Um, but she's not even highlight. Like he's incredibly confident about uh Lazybear being the more suspicious, despite the fact that highlighting mom when she's about to do this purloin would definitely help.
Well, basically, the
Uh,
hope would be that maybe we purloin now and make it look like Teal got a green, but instead we're going to a shelf. There's nothing to do here. Maybe you take the blue book, you go time ad, and then you make it look like you were at the blue shelf the whole time. Uh, maybe.
or
I don't
you
know.
die.
Well, of
Dying is
course you
also an
die
option.
when the party is narrowed down to only 2 people, but as far as how to possibly get away with a time ad at 0 seconds left when it's narrowed down to only 2 people, that was one of the better ways.
Yeah, skrewwL00se did not do the most stylish thing. I do not believe that he went and took the low light on mom before taking the shot. I would have appreciated that. But he does win the game and therefore is up what 5-1, something stupid?
6-3, and that means
6 to
that
3.
skrewwL00se
Yeah.
cannot lose the set. He is guaranteed at least a tie, and he's got 3 more games. He just needs to win 1 more of them, and he wins the set. Here he is playing as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said here with both the underdog factor and also just playing someone that you're in theory meant to beat. Um, for a couple reasons. One is you might not take it as seriously, though I highly doubt that's the case with Lazybear. The other is just you have more pressure on you because it's just more expectations. SkrewwL00se is doing the victory lap. He's chosen Small Man on Veranda, which is not necessarily the scariest map to see for Small Man on, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, and here we are with this book. There's nothing else going on in this half of the venue. No ambassador, no Toby. So it's a perfect time to take the book out. This half of the venue is just not even on screen. Even now, Smallman is hidden behind Taft. You can't even see him. So it's a really good book take, and I think we can put that book back in a differently colored shelf at some point, and Lazybear will not know where it was from. But we need flirt progress. That's why we ventured out here to the other side of the venue. But when we got here, we saw that Irish was on the move. She's going all the way back to the other side. No, she's turning around again. She cannot decide where to go, and that's why we're just going from window pad to window pad. Something that I think snipers should look out for more because it's something spies tend to do. But we finally get the slot here next to Irish, and we're going to get the first flirt, 51% green test.
Wait, you said spies do window pads to window pads? I believe Yeesh in the cast earlier today said they don't. Yeah, behaviorism, it's fun. We do see a bunch of lowlights here just scattered throughout the party. I think there's already 4. Just pathing and other stuff. The longer this game goes for Screw, the more he's gonna stand out. And as small men, if you're standing out at all, you're suspicious.
And here we are returning the book over to the red bookshelf. Like I said, I don't think Lazybear knows where this is from. He might see Smallman with a book and could maybe think, I don't know where it's from, but I think we've gotten away with this pretty well.
Yep. Here's our flirt, here's our green. JK lol, our seduction target doesn't love us like we love them, and we're gonna have to go try that again. and hopefully hit another green, because we do not want to be spending more time doing flirt. We have better things to be doing right now.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Contact
Oh,
on the list. We can do contact here, and I think we should.
yeah, but the double agent unfortunately just left. It would have been quite a good contact. Unfortunately, now there's a minute 30 left. Flirt is done. Now we're going for the fake banana bread. We know it's going to be a fake because the double agent left us. And oh wow, for a moment we almost got low lit for the fake, but I think maybe because we left the conversation and got the briefcase immediately, Lazybear said, actually, you know what, let's make that a highlight instead.
Yeah, we were so close to being rewarded for that. Between us and Irish, there's definitely some suspicion uh, that has been credited for something. The problem with speculating for someone like Lazy Bear, it could be literally anything. It could be etiquette, it could be behavioral, it could just be camping, it could just be, the microfilm. That book disappeared, or I think you might have slammed it.
Yeah, so
Uh,
despite the fact that we got away with that microfilm, I'm really worried about time. The thing is, SkrewwL00se did feel that laser go over him when he left the conversation, so he may be thinking that he's low lit. That could explain why he's going for some bold plays here, just going from statue to statue. He's just going to finish both of the inspects in a very short amount of time. He has no choice but to swap if he wants to get missions done, and he's shot just for the inspects.
yeah, we had to move, so we had to pick up the statue quickly. We had to put it down quickly. We're small men. We just there's a lot of reasons why this is going to be suspicious. We did have winning chances though. If we could chase down the ambassador, who I think was going to be a bit faster than us, or get a contact without the suspicion. I understand Screw thought he was Lola basically. Is this line of play?
Yeah. All right. Well, that is 1 out of 3 chances that Screw had for the match point. Now we move on to High Rise for 2 more. We have Lazybear, who's going to be spying as Tex, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
If you're gonna beat Lazy Bear on High Rise in a 2-game situation, this is the game that you want to win. He is very good at sniping High Rise, and we found that out the hard way by watching him in the High Rise tournament just not give up wins. I think the
Was
the wins that we did see were things like me doing a bugless game, like things that I'm not necessarily sure are advisable.
Yeah, and didn't he do super well on day 1 of the High Rise tournament with something like 20 out of 21 wins, something like that?
Yeah, he was also winning most of his spy games. Uh, it's 6-4 right now. Like, skrewwL00se needs one, but I think it's about 50-50 if skrewwL00se ties or wins this set. Lazy Bear's just very good at this map.
Yeah, so far all Lazybear has is a first flirt, but knowing Lazybear, he's weighing his various options. He was probably hoping the Ambassador would be on the move leaving Prince. The Ambassador did just take a drink print here. We're not able to get it though because we have a drink in our hand, but Pearls is going to be the one picking up the drink first.
Yeah, we're doing a couple things here withstanding this conversation. If the conversations fill up, we look less suspicious for a contact. Also, just simply by standing next to the DA, we don't look like we're actively flirting with anybody. We're going to get rewarded here with a seduction target coming in next to us, which continues to look like we're not actively flirting. We're just passively talking next to the same person over and over again. And I'm wondering what the third mission is going to be. If we're not starting Prince now, we're limiting our options. And if we're not doing an inspect now, we're limiting ourselves to middle statue if we're going to be doing inspects. And it's hard to imagine that we don't get shot for that.
Yeah, oh, there's the seduction target leaving. It's not what we wanted, considering we were at 65% flirt. That means we could not finish with a white test. We absolutely need to hit the green flirt if we want to get it done. That's exactly what happens. And even though we move, the double agent also moves. Now we're able to get a contact. Seek was out. He just went into the conversation, but skrewwL00se is able to correctly take the low light. So we do have everyone else with credit for a banana bread. Smallman splits away from it to go to statues. It's not the center statue, though. Now we got 2 missions done. We need 1 more. It's going to be too late for fingerprints. So the only option is center statue or try to get a bug.
We could also do the overly clever two statues back to back if you really want to die. Lazybear did make that a clever banana bread, by the way. He did do it right at the end of the talk, but it doesn't look like we've been particularly rewarded or punished for it.
No, I think the good thing for Lazybear is we don't have a very high suspicion profile. Like you said, we were standing around for a really long time at the start. We didn't look like we were flirting too much.
Oh, that's the worst. Ambassador at bookcase means if we're doing a bug, it's going to be incredibly telegraphed.
Yeah, nothing is really working out. It doesn't look like. We just have to hope someone else gets shot. There's a highlight twin going over to statues, but even if that twin was doing inspects, they would get shot in overtime, which means Lazybear is going to time out. And skrewwL00se. Oh no, it's not a timeout. We bugged.
We
We
win?
bugged, and instead it looked like Twin finished with the inspects.
Okay, give me the sniper view on that, because I got the spy view, and it was one of the worst bugs I've ever seen. He walks straight through conversation. The bug, it's a double walking, which I think Ambassador being a bit big, yeah, it's a helicopter bug, but Screw has just got one thing on his mind, and it's, I don't appreciate you at the statue at the end of the game, Twin, and I'm going to shoot you for overtime. He's not even zoomed in on it, but it's just pure tunnel, and really unfortunate, because he could have caught that. He's more than capable of catching that bug 99 times out of 100.
Oh my god, I was half a second away from congratulating skrewwL00se on winning the set. I was certain that's what was about to happen. I don't think Lazybear even expected to win. That was literally, that was a timeout bug. It's when you go for a mission, but it's really just because you were otherwise going to time out and you know you're going to get shot anyway. And yet somehow he didn't get shot. And I think it just all comes down to the twin being at that statue. I mean, that's when the overtime beeps would start if the twin had been doing the inspects. So, wow. Wow.
Yeah, Lazy Bear, I mean, doing things right at the end of the game is powerful because of this exact situation. But because Ambassador was over at the bookcase, which is more or less the safest place he could possibly be, maybe outside is slightly more, but that just kind of means he was forced into the situation anyways, and made it work. We're gonna have to see Screw in another Game 12. I believe all three Platinum games went to Game 12, knowing this now, on High Rise.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Everyone in this division's very good. Screw did take an early lead here, so it has not been trading wins at all, but Lazy Bear's brought it back, and this one's going to decide if we have a tie or if Screw gets the win after all, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So one thing I do suspect we'll see here from Screwloose is something similar to what we saw on the balcony game, which he did win, I believe. The banana bread with the flirt. That sort of clever play, maybe a BB sip, just these sort of things are very much in Screw's mind, and would definitely be a way to win a game on his own accord instead of relying on Lazy Bear to take a bad shot. Lazy Bear's not one to typically do that. Screwless might get paid off with like a middle statue or something, but even then you can't rely on that. It's not something that happens consistently.
Yeah, and so for this first flirt, I think this is the kind of thing Lazy Bear might notice. We waited 15 seconds, we move conversations, we enter next to someone, we wait a few more, we start talking. Here we are talking twice, though. I think we want to do this so that it doesn't look like we're waiting 45 seconds between talks, which would look like a flirt.
I've just been absolutely entertained by the absolutely silly bouncing that we've seen from some of the AI. Queen looks absolutely insane this game, and didn't get low lit despite the fact that there was a lot of thought into giving it a low light. It looks like Lazy Bear doesn't want to give an easy win to Screw no matter what.
No, so far, I don't know if I'm liking Screw's chances. The first flirt was definitely noticeable. Now we're entering all the way across from Smallman, which means we're going to be getting a very, very small flirt. No, we hit a green, so it's up to 59%, but I don't know, 59, that's a very, very ugly number for flirts, honestly.
Yeah, we much prefer the 69 that we saw earlier in Opie's game. The nice thing for Screw is in a slow game like this where you're slowly getting your flirt, Purloin's a lot better than Print. We aren't getting a highlight for going picking up that Print statue, for example, and that's probably a blessing because we will just die if we try and complete our soft tells in this sort of game against Lazy Bear.
Yeah, there's the flirt up to 99% now. We had to take the drink very quickly after starting the flirt, or else we would have been waiting too long for Toby's offer there. But ultimately, I don't know if I'm liking Screw's chances. He's got a minute left to pull out this win. And unfortunately, he's just spent the entire game flirting. The double agent is not in conversation. They are over picking up a statue right now. It's going to be at least another, what, 20 seconds, 25 seconds until they enter conversation, and that's if they go to conversation next. The banana bread is probably not going to line itself up. Screw's got to come up with something else if he wants the win here.
The one person I can imagine dying would be Salmon Danger, just for doing the briefcase and what looked like a bug path. If we do
Banana
this
bread.
banana bread now,
Yeah, we moved over. We did the banana
into
bread right
Purloin,
away.
into
It's so
Purloin, this is
obvious of
game
a
winning.
banana bread. There's a purloin happening in the aftermath, and
The
we're just
dance is on!
dancing for the win here, but it's not a
3.
great dance.
Ah.
Oh, Lazy Bear's able to take the shot. Screw had no other options, though.
Yeah, he had one dance partner. If you're gonna go dancing on high rise, you'd prefer to have a taller partner and maybe have more than one partner. Lazy Bear
Banana
definitely
bread.
looks shaky on that shot. In game 12, I don't blame him, but does pull it off, and that was hard fought. I think hard fought is the best word I can give for this. There was some slop, but most of it was very good. But these guys were trying to just edge each other at every moment, and it was a really fun set to watch.
Yeah, very well done to Screwloose for coming out with the lead for most of the set, but Lazy Bear is just a very strong player, brought it back. We saw why on high rise here.
Yeah, I happen to know because we have the Sunday cast public. I think we can talk about the other game that happened in Platinum too quite recently. We had one win in Platinum. This will be paired up with a tie between Ryu and Yeesh, if I recall.
Yeah.
And so OP is the only person with positive points, and Pofsky's actually at the bottom of Platinum right now, who's my number one pick.
Wow, yeah. And that's just by a score of 7-5. So Platinum is basically proving to be about as close as people expected. I'm not surprised.
Goodness. Uh, I've got a screw warning track replay saved up if you want to go again.
I do not. I do not want to go again, especially
You
because
want
I
to-
already saw the second half of that match.
Yeah, you can watch my set then, it's fine. That being said, it's been a pleasure, Dels. I hope you're doing okay. I heard the red test at the end,
Was there
and
a red test? Oh, did
you
I?
coughed.
Oh,
Chat was very funny.
I see. I didn't even remember that I did that. But yeah, I did. It was a sneeze. Um, Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you to all of the Platinum players for allowing us to cast you and giving us these fantastic sets. If you're interested in more Spy Party, please subscribe to this channel as well as the official Spy Party channel at twitch.tv/spyparty. There will be another cast happening on the official channel tomorrow evening as well. We have 3 more matches. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night.